You know, it's all about baking the cake. And just to know whether it's only photos I'm seeing or they are real people, I can ask 2 people just to say hi to us. Then we shall kickstart with speed. We shall make sure that the 60 minutes are fantastic minutes. And I can already see Chris Mugambi say, hey, I am here. So Chris, unmute yourself and just say hi to us. Ujue kama ni teacher ama ni watu wako hapa because tuko wengi. Chris Mugambi. Okay. Assist Chris Mugambi to unmute. Just say hi and tell us how your week has been. Fantastic.
Wow. Hi. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm Chris Mugambi. The week has been fantastic. Just continuing with prayers and looking forward to this lesson. It has been good. The last 2 lessons have been wonderful. Looking forward to great things ahead. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Asante sana. The next person is this guy, always on time, Ajuna Wilson from Uganda. Just say hi. Ajuna Wilson. Now, Chris, you can now mute.
Okay.
Asante sana. Then let's hear this guy called Wilson Ajuna from Uganda. Unmute yourself. Ajuna, unmute yourself. Yes, there you are.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm super excited really for being part of this session. I've been following you, Mr. George Wachuri, from Facebook, from YouTube. I'm really super excited for being part of this mentorship session. And I look forward to learn more from you. And also, I look forward to meet you physically in Kenya and see really how best we could work together in Uganda. We love you. We love you guys. Karibu sana. Good morning to everybody.
Wow. Thank you. You can now mute yourself. Thank you, Ajuna Wilson from all the way from Uganda. And I can tell you this guy gonna invest here in Kenya. The last person is Babla. Babla, say hi.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm very excited, just like everyone else. I'm very excited to be here and looking forward to completing this journey with you and achieving so much. And the thing I love most about you is everything is very godly oriented, and it means that everything that we're going to do is going to be very successful and is going to be blessed. So from the get-go, everything is blessed, and all we need to do is just stick to what you teach us. Thank you so much.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you, Babla, and everybody else. Just know that I value you. You know, Ephraim, I see you. Joseph Newto, I see you. Marion Joyce, I see you. Brancy Liu, I see you. Mr. Geke Buana, I see all of you. So today is going to be very interesting. You know, why we should formalize our businesses. And I know some of us are like Donald, you are in careers, senior careers, and this topic, you might use it in the future. So as we talk about licensing and formalizing, you might use it in the future. And the reason why we picked this topic is because in Africa, our people are very good in registering businesses. And our people register quickly. But if you can pick the example of Kenya, you know, from the year, there was a report done by Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, and they were saying that for the last 5 years, about 2.2 million companies were registered and they closed shop. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? The death rate of businesses is very high. And this mentorship is also to help you, those who are in business like Inyoto, to ensure your business is not going to die young. It's like us people, you know, every time you wake up, As you pray, you say, I am not going to die young. I am going to die after 90 or 100 years. The same with our businesses. We need to say no to early death. Can you imagine 2.2 million businesses dead and buried? Those are many jobs that are already buried. They also say, the report also said that we have over 5.3 million businesses in Kenya that are informal. Yani businesses that are not registered, not formalized. Yeah, Mama Boga there in my village in Kieni, you know, with a shop, that is one of them. Mr. Opio with a fish shop in Kisumu, not registered, you know, 5.3. And the purpose of government is to ensure that they encourage us, people, to register those businesses, even if they are small, they are medium, they are big. And today we'll be discussing the benefits of registering those businesses. But the good news is, those who are in Kenya, we still have about 1.7 million registered businesses. And our aim, people who are in business, our aim is to increase that figure. Why? We want to create more jobs. We want to create bigger cake. We want to pay more taxes to support our governments, whether you are in Uganda, wherever you are in Africa. That's the purpose for this particular school. We are also saying that other than being registered, we now need to encourage people who have already registered, they are doing business like Optiven, they also go to NSC, Nairobi Stock Exchange. Why do you go there? There are many benefits that we may be discussing in this particular forum. And when I look at all of you, everybody here has got capability. Whether you're working for an organization, make it a bigger organization. Whether you're working for your own, like Madam Lu here, make it bigger. Let's think a little bit bigger so that you are able to bake this particular cake. I remember when I started business, you know, I had a shop in Ghana. You know, I was selling cosmetics, beauty products. And that shop, I remember it was called Beauty Pool, yani the pool of beauty. And the one time the biashara was expanding. And I thought, why can't I go to the bank and borrow money? So courageously, I walked to the bank. When I talked to the manager, I can release that, George, is your company registered? And nikamwambia, no, my Beauty Pool and George, we are the same. Akanichekelea. Akasema, my friend, unless I give you a secured loan, I cannot finance your business. Then I asked him, why? The business is making money. But she told me, your business is not registered. Regardless of the money you are making, the business is not known. It's illegal. In fact, she told me, running a business that's not registered, it is like marrying a lady, staying with a lady for years, and you have not paid dowry. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Staying with somebody in your home. Different. Na dowry, you have not paid. That is unregistered business. You miss a lot of benefits. And today, that is what we are going to discuss. Finally, what I was told by this manager, she told me, we can give you unsecured, but with the conditions. Bring your payslip. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Many of us here, we run businesses. We don't pay ourselves. So we have no payslip. So I had no payslip. The business was informal. So I walked out of the bank with a lot of money with zero money. Can you imagine? So the issue of registering is extremely important. The issue of formalizing is important. Maybe you're asking me, George, how do we register these companies in Kenya? Today, we must thank the government. They have made our work so easy. You don't need to move out of your desk. I didn't know I'm going. You don't need to move out of your house. You can register that online business easily. How do you do it? I know we have experts here who do business registration. And if you're there, I give you permission. You can post on the chat line, say, I am an expert in registering business. But I'll give you only 4 steps that you can do it personally. It is called DIY. Do it yourself. Step number 1, you just log in to eCitizen portal. Yeah, you just log in to eCitizen portal. And I urge all of you, if you have not checked the eCitizen portal, Check it today, register there. Nowadays, things are so easy. You just log in there, key in your email, your username, and of course, your password. Save your password somewhere you cannot forget. For me, I save all my passwords here. And of course, when I forget, Nagila is very good in reminding me. So save those passwords there so that every time you want to log into eCitizen or other platforms, you can check. And once you log in right there, it will give you a big platform. It will, step number 2, it will ask you to submit a business name. You can submit 3, and then it will take a few days to check the available business name. Let me seek you. When you register a business name, get an inspiring name. Yeah, a name with a meaning. Optimizing ventures. Yeah, Optivent, the people associated with them must prosper. The customers must prosper. Optimizing ventures. Don't say, hey, maybe my name is Marion Joyce. You call your company Major, Marion Joyce. No, man. No. Get a good, inspiring name so that even the time you want to expand across Africa, you want to open a branch or partner with Ajua, with Wilson, Ajuna, the name can be applicable across Africa. So submit that business name. How do you get business name? Brainstorm. Write many names and pick the best 3. Ask your friends, which name do you think is the best? Very interesting. Step number 3, how do you formalize? How do you register this business on eCitizen? How? Step number 3, the platform will show you the payment procedure. It will show you the payment procedure. Yeah, and then you follow it up. The good thing nowadays, you can even pay by M-Pesa. I know most of you remember when you used to register businesses in Kenya, you go to Sharia House, yeah, and you are saying, lazima ujue mtu. Nowadays, you only need to know one person called eCitizen. Very interesting. Step number 4, get confirmation of the name that you submitted. You get confirmation, and then you pay the relevant fees. So it's as simple as that. I know most of you are doing your own businesses that may not be registered. I urge you, let's be the first people to register our ventures because you never know. Opportunities comes once. Opportunities can come. Douglas Rono. Opportunity can come and you are being asked, have you registered your business? Then you start rushing to register. No, when we register, ikaange hapo. Let it stay there registered, waiting for opportunity, waiting to encounter opportunity. Very, very interesting. Somebody asked me, George, why should I register my business? I'll share with you some fears that I had, some fears most of you have on registering. There are some fears, you're just fearing. And one of the fears that people have on registering, number 1, especially people who are not in the city of Nairobi, they don't know where to start. Yeah, they don't know where to start. Maybe you're in a village in Lodwar, for example, and you are selling fish from Kalkol, for example. You don't know, where do I start registering? And that's why all of us, we must advise our friends that it is important for you to register. Don't fear to register. Number 2, people consider themselves, they are not experts. If you consider yourself you're not an expert, I am sure in this particular forum, we have some experts. Yeah, we have some experts right here in this particular forum. You can get an expert, and this expert can be able to register for you with us. You just pay a small fee. Why do people fear registering their companies? Why do people fear formalizing? Number 3, they fear they don't have money to pay. Yeah, they don't have money to pay. Yeah, they don't know. It's so easy. It's cheaper nowadays to register because I remember a long time. Every time you would contact an expert, they were charging 50,000 to register a company. Nowadays, it's easy. It's DIY. You can do it yourself. So the issue of funding doesn't arise. Why do people fear to register? Number 4, the doubts of going concern. You are saying, hey, me as Caroline Muley, I am not sure whether this business will survive the next 2 years. The doubts. And I always urge people, every time you set up a goal, remove doubts. And that's why we are told, even in our own lives, live as if you are not going to die. Can you imagine? Live as if you are not going to die. The same with business. Do business as if it is not going to close shop. Don't go with the statistics. Forget about 2.2 million dying businesses. Say no to those statistics. Go out there, register with anticipation that this company for Zakayo Kului, it is going to survive beyond 100 years. Number 5, why do people not register their own businesses? Why not formalize? They say when business starts, they have no customers. You have very few customers, and you say, I'll register when I get many customers. Business is like a baby. When the baby is born, you don't know even the true color of the baby. You know, when my firstborn was born, he was very brown. After 6 months, he started becoming like the color of the father. A bit, the brown color disappeared. I did not know that when the child is small, you don't know the color. The same with business. When it is small, you don't know how far it will attract customers in the future. When it started Optiven, we had 0 customers. 0. Today, I can confess, I don't know all the customers by their names. They are now many because the child has grown. That company that you are fearing to register it. Let it walk. Let it smile. Let it make mistakes. You know, the child falls, get injured. That is normal with life. When they get injured, that's not the end of life. Take him or her to the hospital. The same with business. When you fail, that's injury. Don't close the shop. Go back there and keep going. By the time you are 10 years, Paul Mutugi, by the time your business is 10 years, I can tell you, you'll be telling a story. So no fear. There is fear. Fear of failure. Yeah. Hey, George Bwana, I don't register. Let me try. I see how it is going to be. The fear of failure. And now the biggest fear, the fear of taxes. Oh my goodness. People fear paying taxes. And I can tell you because I've been in business, there are 2 things you cannot avoid. Yeah, you can't avoid them. Even if you run away, you cannot run away from these 2 things. Number 1 is death. Whether you are looking how, you cannot run away from death. The same with taxes. Hata ukipenda, Jesse, you cannot run away from death and taxes. I am telling you. And even if you run away, they will catch up with you. You'll be caught. The only thing you can do on tax, get an expert. And I'm sure there are some tax experts here. If you are a tax expert, just post on the chat line, say, I am a tax expert. This is my contact. Because I would like to encourage you, even as you talk about formalizing business, let's pay our taxes. Let me ask you, how do you expect the government to run? The people who pay taxes is you and me. We must support our government. If you want to know the importance of government, let the government withdraw security only 1 day. Only 1 day, not 2 days. My friend, your house, you see thugs coming to knock at your house. Yeah? Let them withdraw from the traffic. No traffic police today. The whole of the city of Nairobi, the city of Kampala, it will be chaotic. So when you pay tax, please don't complain. Pay tax with a smile. Pay tax as if you are paying the tithe. Interesting. Wow. Let's now go to the main topic. The benefits of formalizing our businesses. The benefit of formalizing our businesses. I can see somebody has posted there. Yeah. Business registration. Yeah. There's a contact there. And the person says, let me see if I can read the name. Joseph Kenywa. Yeah, Joseph Kenywa says he charges friendly charges. You can pick his number, and one of the agreements that we agree, if you're in this particular forum, ensure that you do discounted rates, ensure you don't disappoint. But definitely you need to check that all is well. So I'm hoping, Kenya, you do a good job. And if he registers for you, come and tell us how he did it so that we can have some reference. Asante sana. Let's go to the main topic, the benefits of formalizing businesses. I will share with you only 6 benefits that I have personally encountered, because before I used to fear registering businesses. I did so many businesses that were not registered. But now, since Optical is registered, I can comfortably tell the benefits of registration. And one of the big benefits of registering is amazing. You are able to raise capital. Yeah, you are able to raise capital. If your business is registered, I always urge people, ensure the books are well kept. You are doing your financial statements. You are doing your P&L. You are doing your cash flow statements, so that the time you go to a financier, they'll ask you, can we see your financial statements? And if your financial statements are healthy, if your balance sheet is healthy, you can be able to borrow. And I remember one time we were going to borrow money. And I went to one of the banks and I was asked, bring your financial statement. That time, yes, you are registered, but you are not doing financial statements. Quickly, I called one of the auditors to do for me. But when we did, I remember the turnover, the whole year, the turnover was 200,000. The whole year, not a month, a whole year. When I took it to the bank, the manager looked at it and said, we can only give you 70,000. I had a need of about $500,000. But I was told your statements, your balance sheet, can only support 70,000. In addition, we shall visit your house and see what else you have in your home. And since I really wanted money, they came to my house and they checked what I had. To cut a long story short, I was given 70,000. And I started the journey. The next appraisal, I looked for 1 million. They looked at the statement. They said you can only qualify for 150. I borrowed 150. The other one, I went back. I'm still perfecting the financial statements. Until today, that the child has grown. We are now 21 years old. Now we can borrow any amount that you can write on a paper. We can borrow any amount. So are you there and you're saying, my business is small, I cannot even qualify for 200,000 or 100,000. You can start that journey. Start small and keep growing, because you are building up a relationship, step by step. However, most of us, the people I mentor, they tell me, George, I am looking for 5 million. Yet, their statement cannot even afford 200,000. I urge you, all of you, let's start the journey, ole. And another 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you'll be borrowing the money that you like, the money you can utilize to do business. So once you formalize and then you walk the journey of doing proper statements, you can be able to achieve huge borrowing, or you can get a partner to invest in your business. I'm sure those who are in Kenya, you have seen people doing green boards. These green boards, the other day I attended one. There are people coming from Europe, coming from the US, and they are saying, if the company is well structured, we are willing to put in 10 million US dollars. Can you imagine? And this is the level we want to go. This is the level. Number 2, the second benefit of formalizing our business: legitimacy and brand awareness. Yes, every time you register your company, and Dennis Kaloga, one of them, you give it a legal person. So Dennis Kaloga and Associate and Dennis Kaloga, they are different. The company become a person. It's a legal person. It can sue, it can be sued, it can borrow. You become legitimate. You exist as an organization. Number 2, brand awareness. Yeah, can you imagine companies like Google, companies like Facebook, companies like Safaricom, Companies like Optiven, they all started with what we are talking about. Maybe a business name, maybe a registered company, and the journey continued. You cannot really build your brand as a person because you are temporal. 100 years, you are gone. But an organization can live 300 years. So you're building up that brand. So it's important to formalize that business. They also say once you formalize, you are able to work out on structures. Let me talk to entrepreneurs right here. Your business, does it have a structure? Or your business is equal to you? Yeah, your business is equal to Innocent. Your business is equal to Lucy Nyaguna. When Lucy Jogona is not there, there's no business. No, put a structure so that when Lucy Jogona is not there, the business is ongoing. When Zakayo is not there, the business is ongoing. Today, me as a George Washiri, even if I don't go to Optiven, nothing will stop. Watu watauziwa mashamba, properties will be sold, receipts will be raised, customer issues will be handled. That is what we are talking about. Put structures in place. Don't be a lone ranger. Number 3, why formalize business? A formalized business avoid conflicts with other co-founders. Yeah. Registered business avoid conflicts, wars, vita with other co-founders, because there is power when people work together. Don't fear co-founding a business with a friend. But once this company is formalized, even if you're not talking to each other, things change. Even if you are not talking to each other in the boardroom, there are some regulations, there are some policies, there are some procedures. The company will keep transacting business because the shareholders have got their portion of decision making. And for those who are in shareholding, the more the shareholding, the more the decision making capabilities. I don't know how many people saw the appointment of the CEO of Safaricom. I don't know how many people followed. Vodafone, because they have the biggest shareholding, they had a say who is to be a CEO. And that's why for you, if you want to remain in control for your business, ensure you have over 51% shareholding. The rest, give to your friends. Give some to me. Give some to Jesse. Give others to Dennis. But you have the majority say. Very, very important. However, as the age catches up, do not die there. You can still reduce your shareholding and put a good structure of board of directors. And then this board can appoint managers that can run your business better than you. Get people, professionals who can run business better than you. And that's what we've done at Optiven. Nowadays I'm a bit relaxed. We have people who are sharper than George Washiri. People who are more intelligent than me. People who are so good like Nagilai. They can do stuff. Why? These are people who can run your business better than you. And then you can even stay home, you become just a shareholder. Don't die there. Sometimes I sympathize. People 70 years now office, 80 years, still in the office. You ask him, what are you doing? I'm hustling. At 80, hey, my friend, even in this particular forum, refuse to be in the office at 80. At 80, be in your home, ukicheza na wajukuu. Yeah. Because you laid structures, you hired professionals, and these professionals are running your business, and you're only getting dividends. I'm a director's allowance. Unakuwa executive, non-executive, that is. You are not in day-to-day running of the organization. Well, formalize. Number 4, you minimize tax liabilities. Yeah, oh my goodness. Where are the tax experts? You minimize tax. I'm trying to see the short line. You minimize tax liabilities. Let me see. Where are these tax people? How do you minimize tax liabilities? Some expenses, you charge them to the company. Yeah. If I take If I take a penny for a cup of tea, or I take Eric for a cup of tea at Java, I would say I was entertaining my customers. Yeah, there are some expenses you can load to the organization. If you are registered, for example, under NSE, as we pay our taxes at 30%, you pay at 25% if you are in NSE, National and in Nairobi Stock Exchange. Can you imagine? That 5% is a lot of money. If you are buying a car, you buy it under company's name. Yeah. The car is fueled by the company. Somehow you save some money. Of course, there are some benefits you pay, but you save some money. And I'll urge the tax expert here. If you are a tax expert, you can help our people on how to do this. I'm not saying that I'm an expert, but I have some knowledge that the company can help you to save some tax. You can get somebody who can do this for you. Entertainment. Yeah, the company can fuel your entertainment, and it can go on and on and on. Number 5, why formalize your business? It limits your personal liability. Yeah, it limits your personal liability. You know, the other day I had a friend of mine whose business got banned completely, completely banned. And this business was not registered. And there were people who are supplying goods to this particular person. So when business banned, number 1, it was not insured. Number 2, it was not registered. Now the people, as I talk to you, they are suing this person to pay them the materials supplied to her business. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what a loss? But if the business was formalized, they would now follow up with the business. If the business registered is totally different from you as Ephraim. Your business and Ephraim, they are 2 legal people. And I urge you that once you register, you remove some liabilities. You remove some risk. People cannot sue you. You remove some risks. And that's why it's important for us to register our businesses. Number 6, once you register, you operate legally. Yeah, you operate legally. You are legal. You know, one time when I was young, I opened a restaurant in Pangani. And I thought this restaurant was far from the city of Nairobi. So I got a space, bought some equipment, and I hired one person, and we started cooking tea and mandazi. I remember those mandazi were so big. And what were Mjengo? They were actually living there to eat mandazis. And I remember the first week, every day I was taking home 1,500. Can you imagine? Every day. Until one time, these health officers landed in my venture. And they asked me, do you have a health certificate for the person in the kitchen? I did not know what is a health certificate. Are you licensed? I said no. Hey, hapo karibu nishakwe coffee. Are you registered? No. You can imagine what followed. The restaurant was closed. I was arrested, and the story was bigger. Why? I was operating illegally, selling people mandazis that from an illegal business. And I'm so sure most of us here, we have those businesses that are operating in Gikomba. Those businesses you're operating in Kawa West. We are not legally registered. We don't have licenses. And by the way, licenses is not only registration. Those who are in the hospitality industry, there are like 7 more licenses. Those who are selling liquor, there's a liquor license. There are many licenses. So before you go to business, check how many licenses are required. Just recently, in fact, last year, we operate a restaurant in Karen called the Eagle Big Spa. This one for sure I did not know. So the guys came from Kenya Tourism Board, and they said, you are supposed to register with Kenya Tourism Board. And every money you generate, you pay 0.02% to Kenya Tourism Board. I said, how? They are not tourists I'm serving. Hapa hakuna tourists, I'm serving Kenyans. They said, no, it's law. Do you know what? We had operated for 4 years. Every year, we were penalized 50,000 every year. Every year, 50,000. Can you imagine? So sometimes even as you open these ventures, find out, are there other licenses that are required? But you must thank our government. Our government have reduced many licenses for businesses. You know, at one time, there's a certain business, as an entrepreneur said, he is required to have 52 licenses. But I'm so happy nowadays, the licenses are fewer. But once we formalize, we become legal. We become legal. Number 7, this one I had said earlier. Once you formalize, you are able to access funding. I gave you the story. You are able to access funding. The business can borrow, the business can lend. You are able to access funding. And then finally, once you formalize, people trust you. Yeah, there is trust. People can be able to deal with you. And that's why people say, like, for example, when people come to Optiven and ask, how many years have you operated? When they hear 21 years, there is trust. There is confidence. So people trust you. And then the bonus point, you are getting ready for expansion. For all those who are in business, you better get ready for expansion. It is a shame that for us in Africa, in Kenya, most of our businesses, 99% of businesses in Kenya or in Uganda, they are not beyond borders. I don't know why we are not able to go beyond the borders. Can we challenge ourselves, Barbara? Can we challenge ourselves? What can we do to be borderless? What can we do to do business in Congo, to do business in South Africa? And that's the clarion call. Once you do that, we are going to be game changers, because when I look at you, you are all game changers. And as I conclude, I'll just share with you some motivation. You know, for you to be a game changer, there are some rules. They are called the rules of the game. And we'll share with you about 5 rules of the game to be a game changer, because it is not enough to register a company. It is not enough to formalize, but you need to be a game changer in your market. And they said last time that every time you go out there in the market, do not compete with others, compete with yourself. Compete with yourself. But how can you be a game changer in your line of business? How can you be a game changer in your line of service? If there are people like Donald here, the manager at GMC, how can you be a game changer at GMC Place Kitengela? How? I'll share with you 5 things that can make you a real game changer, or if you like it, call it the empire maker. Because when I look at you, all of you, you are an empire maker. You are a game changer. Number 1, all of you have ideas. But they say no idea works unless you are willing to do the work. Yeah. We can register companies. We can have fantastic, excellent ideas, but there's no idea that work unless you are willing to work. This particular morning, some people are sleeping, but 104 of us, we decided to come and listen to this mentorship. You have that particular idea. It was there in 2020. It was there in 2019. You now need to make it work. It can only work if you work on it. You cannot be a gold medalist if you don't practice vigorously. The people who win medals, we celebrate them. My friend, ask them, how many days have you been running? Maybe Rono can tell us. When you see a medalist, anawekwa medal, it is practice, 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 practice. The same with us. If you want to shine your career, it is about practice. Be a medalist. Be a medalist. Practice vigorously. Sometimes this practice is painful, but you need to endure the pain. When you see companies making money, it is sweat. People have worked hard. The ideas have been worked on. When you see a vision be executed, and I'm sure all of you have a vision, Nikazi, it is work. You cannot work if you have doubts, and I urge all of you, Even as you work, reduce doubts all the time. Put in your mind that you are going to be successful. The doubts of failure, remove them. Those ideas are going to work if you remove the doubts of failure. Number two, how can you be a game changer? How do you become empire maker? You know, make your own empire. Where you're working, be the best of the best manager there. In your business, be an empire maker. Number two, change your thinking. Change your thinking. Be what I call PMC thinker. Positive mental attitude contributor, or you can call it PMA. Positive mental attitude. Be a person who is always positive. You wake up in the morning and say, my business may not be making money. My job, I may not be shining, but today I am going to shine. Change that attitude. Positive mental attitude. This one helps you to say no to naysayers. In life, there are so many naysayers. There are so many people to discourage you, but you have to say no in your mind. Once you say no to your mind, to naysayers, you will make it. Only choose to see what is working. What is not working, pack it somewhere. See what is working. Why? Results will definitely show up. These results will only show up if you think like a game changer. If you put positive mental attitude within your system. Number three, how do you become a game changer? How do you become a game changer? Number three, the best way to become a game changer is to change yourself. Do not complain about political environment. Do not complain about corona. No, don't blame COVID-19. Yeah, don't blame it. The change has to start with you. Change yourself. The change you want to see in your organization, it has to start with you. If your organization has a lot of gossip, it is you to stop the gossip. If your organization is not delivering results, it is you to start delivering results. The best way to change the world is to change yourself. They say in life, you get what you want. In life, you get what you want. Life will not give you what you want. If you want a good car and you don't even have money, take that bold step to desire it. Walk to the showrooms, Gong Road, walk there, admire yourself, ask for prices. As you walk around Gong Road to ask for those prices for that car that you want, I can tell you, mentally, there will be some alignment, some ideas coming on how you can be able to get what you want in life. Maybe you think, it's the high time I do my work better, I get promotion. It's the high time I triple my business. What does it take to triple my business? Mr. Paul Kibogo, what does it take to triple? And then you start thinking, as you triple, you have that thing you want in life. And I can tell you, it will come. I remember one time when I had a lot of challenges in business, a lot of challenges. You know, I closed my business. I closed the office, you know, and my office was a Uhuru Park with my Bible and a pen and a paper. And life was very difficult. But even that time, I had a dream of owning my own house. That time you have a dream, you have a target, you don't have even 50 shillings in the pocket. In fact, I remember one time I just went to Komalok just to see houses that were being done by Kenya Building Society. And I walked there asking prices. Hey, man, the fellow who was asking prices, the lips were dry. Then the guy could tell, the guy is hungry and asking for prices for a house. Hey, can you imagine? But that act alone, the next moment after I got money, I remember it's after 3 years, I went to the same estate and I saw a certain house, moved to housing finance, got a mortgage and bought the house. Today, I'm not living there, but the house is still giving me rent. How did it start? It started with a fellow with no money, a fellow with no job. And if you are there, you can start still calling what you want in life. What is it? And you can even put it down, write it down. You get in life what you want. Life will not give you what you want. It is you to tell life what to give you. Wow. But you cannot do it by the word of mouth. You have to build your capacity. You have to build your character. You have to change your habits. You have to change your mindset. Because they say what you think in that head, the thoughts give birth to the emotions. The emotions produces habits, and the habits produces character, and character produces your destiny. Your destiny gives birth to legacy. So that means your legacy starts with the thoughts. That's very, very profound. And we can do it. I have done it. And when I look at you, you can really, literally practice it. There are many, many things that give us distractions, but you can arrest these things from the head. I am sure when I look at you, there are some of you, your success is being delayed just by your habits, that you cannot sleep without drinking a bottle. Yani wezi lala. You must pass through a pub. Na unasema leta ile baridi. My friend. The time you take one, you take two, you take three. By the time you are going home, you are already completely confused. And you wake up in the morning with hangovers. The ideas are just dying. Do you have that habit that is really curtailing your success? Some other habit that I've seen with my friends is the habit of borrowing. Hey, man, and nowadays, borrowing is not only from people, borrowing online. Hey, you are on every WhatsApp group, every Furiza, and you have two numbers, and all of them work. Ziko na Furiza. It's a habit. How can you kill it? You can kill it from your mind. Survive with the money, with the resources that you have, because life will always be demanding. Don't put pressure on yourself. Uko mshwari, uko all the platforms, you can be able to cut it from your mind. How do you become a game changer? Number four, how do you become a game changer? Avoid addiction to distractions. Avoid addiction to distraction. They say addiction is the killer of creativity. Addiction is the killer of creativity. Yeah, addiction is the killer of creativity. Let me ask you, do you have that addiction that is really killing your creativity? You know, there are some people, they cannot stay anywhere to think without having their phones. Has your phone become an addiction? They drive texting. You are sending a text. I have seen people causing accidents. They were texting. Can you imagine? Addiction. What is it that is killing your creativity? I also urge you as I conclude, as a people, as good mentees, let's focus on the vital things that can make a difference in our lives, that can make a difference in our businesses, a difference in our career. The bonus point, I can see the guy telling me, George, you are out of time. The bonus point, how do you become an empire builder? A game changer, a game changer. Education. They say education is an injection to success. Education is an injection to your success. How do you educate yourself? Easy. Be a reader. Educate yourself. Some of us, we have degrees, masters, PhD. And then they say, I'm the most educated. They say self-education will unlock your fortune. Educate yourself. When we were starting, I had a video talking about goals. Yes, listen to those videos. Educate yourself. Invest in education. Invest in learning. Right here in this mentorship, you are investing your time. Once you invest in your time, The machine here is changing. When the machine here is changing, when the head is changing, I can tell you, your lifestyle will also change. Invest in learning. As a person, keep investing. And once we do that, I can guarantee you, even as we talk about registering these businesses, we are going to expand them. We are going to make them better. They are going to be safe havens for job creation. Those who are working, you're going to be better directors, better managers, because we are investing in the education. And once we do that, we move away from our comfort zone. We do exploits. We do better than anybody else. I think I'll put a comma there. I will still have about 6 minutes and hand over this to Nagilai to read a few comments, and maybe I can answer a question or two, and then we shall be good to go. God bless you, and thank you for attending this third lesson. I look forward to graduation, seeing you one-on-one when we are graduating. Wow, Asante sana. God bless you. I can see Barbara is already happy. It's already there. Thank you, Penny. And this is amazing. Back to Nagilai. Thank you, Irene Wamboi.
Perfect, perfect. Irene Wamboi, I can see you have a question. Your hand has been, you raised your hand a while ago. So
yes, I have.
I have unmuted you. You can ask your question.
I have a question that can affect anyone, and it is on formalizing business. And this is something that challenged me for almost 2 years. And one of the questions is that will lead to the next question is that when you're appointing, like when you go to EC and get a business name, you're supposed to have to register it as 2. So I was confused. Should I select? I am the director, and the other option, there is a director shareholder. There are other options there. I cannot really remember all the other options. So you find that because you don't want to take all the powers, you need to give someone else director shareholder. So with this director shareholder, sometimes they are friends with potential, but no money. So they're not going to put anything into the business. That is one of the points I want to, you kindly advise me. So I go ahead and I appoint one because of his potential, because like he was in finance, an auditor. And this is someone who will be very instrumental into the business. So number 2, a year or 2 years later, he dies. And again, e-citizen, I have to change or cancel his position and appoint someone else. So there's another struggle comes. I don't know who to replace because no one had the ideal characteristic like that. So you get someone else, and once you share the contracts or you start deciding, he opens another company and copies what you have discussed. So how would you enlighten us on choosing partners? And number 2, on how to include people without chipping in with them any capital towards your business.
Wow, thank you, Irene, all the way from Dubai. I hope you are okay in Dubai. And that's a good question. The good thing is that with the new constitution, they now allowed a company with 1 director. Can you imagine? There before, it was not there. It was mandatory that it must be 2 or more directors. And for private companies, you can be a lone director, yani peke yako. However, I urge people, before you bring your friends to be directors, you must study their character, because people are a chameleon. You know, I give you a story how we registered a company to sell water, and I was conned the whole money with a fellow who went to the business. So be very careful. If you are the originator of the business, ensure you have 99% of the shareholding. When they talk about director shareholder, you are director, but you're also a shareholder. Have 99%. I have seen people putting their children, as long as they are above 18, to be a shareholder with only 1%, especially Asian community. You know, I have seen other people like myself. I put spouse. I put my wife as a shareholder, you know. But if you are single or if you are not married, and you have a child above 18, you can put them. If you have somebody that you really trust, and this person can bring professional Maybe could be a doctor. You want to open a hospital. Who you move to daktari. Don't give big shareholding. If you're the entrepreneur, give like 5%. Because at the end of the day, you have power to make decisions. If the director dies, there is something called articles of association. There's a way how to replace the director. And nowadays it's not difficult. Because of online, things have become easier. Before, it was very difficult. You would go to court, swear on an affidavit, but nowadays you only require death certificate and you are good to go. Maybe for Eileen, we can engage more for specific questions. I know what you're doing, I'm aware, and we can be able to talk one-on-one, but I hope I've assisted others. My question is, don't be hyped. Don't go with hype. Say, George is my friend. Let's reach it a 50-50. I'm sure you have seen many court battles, people fighting for resources because they did not do the due diligence. Thank you. Nagelai?
Good, thank you, thank you. That question, I believe, Irene, you are well sorted. Your answer has been your question has been well answered. There is one more question I can see on the chat line, and this is a question from Anna Kagwamba. She says, when will Optiven issue IPO in NSE?
Keep on there, Anna Kagwamba, keep on there. You never know the plans. You never know the plans. Keep on there. That's the future.
Perfect. Let me also read a few comments. There is Arjuna, okay, there is Muturi Patricia says, wow, great session. Then Ideal Electronics Ken says, thank you. Then Arjuna Wilson says, Coach, it's informative. Coach, it's really informative today. I like it. For sure, I will one day change this continent. Yes, and there is also, there is Brian Mugo says, thank you, sir. It's awesome to learn from you. Be blessed. I continue reading comments. There is Vincent Sagui says, thank you so much for inspiring presentation. Donald says, now this is real mentorship. Thank you, Mr. George. Zakayo Kurui says, today's lesson was very educative. I have learned that it's very important to do away with addictions in day-to-day life. Thank you so much. Blessed week in advance. And Kada says, God bless you. Awesome. I'm looking for a question. Wagedhe Mwangi says, the lesson today was most enlightening, particularly about the rules of being a game changer, empire maker. Thank you, Mr. George. Let me look for a question. Juna says, let's connect. This is from Conquera. Hey, what a name. And says, I missed point number 5 on game changer. Point number 5 on game changer. Then there is okay, Ephraim Odiambo says, always beneficial. I'm slowly reinventing myself for a better version of me. Good, many thanks. And Ruth Precious has posted her website there. That is for tax compliance. Good. Awesome. I think we are good. Okay, there is one question. It was great session. Learned a lot. Be blessed today. Okay. That one has gone up. Yeah, the question is from Steve Kinyanjui. He says, is there a recording on the same For future reference, yes, there is a recording. Actually, it's on YouTube. As we speak, we are live on YouTube, George Wachuri YouTube. So after this session, maybe you can go back and look at what we've learned. The person who was asking the number 5, you have it there. It's education and be a reader. Good, good, good. Thank you, guys. Right about now, our time is quite spent. We are people who keep time. We manage time very well. And right about now, it's 8:04. And with that, this session or this mentorship session is officially adjourned to next week on Friday. We said this week we have 3. So next week on Friday, same time, see you here. We will be here. One last item on from Wednesday next week, I will be sharing the link because I want us to be registering so that we can enter our details. Because as if you can scroll through, you can see we still have people with their phone names. So we don't know who is there. So it's just a name of the phone. So I think it is prudent for us to use our names. So from next week, I will share the link early enough so that we can have our names or so that we can have ourselves register. We'll just register your name and your email address. Thank you, guys. It was great. It was awesome. And God bless you and keep going. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Asante sana.
God bless you.